Alright everybody, tomorrow is a quiz, so today is quiz review. Let's see if we can go through this and figure this out together, okay? So I'll go slowly, and again, if you need help, if you need Mr. Moody to slow it down and pause it, just let him, okay? So first of all, example 1, what I want to do is rewrite it because it's not in order. I like to have the biggest exponent first. So what we call descending order, I'm going to rewrite it as a 4x to the 4th plus a 3x minus 10, okay? So the degree is the 4 because it's the biggest exponent. So degree is 4, it's always the biggest exponent. Leading coefficients would be this 4 because it's the number in very front. And then the constant is the number without the variable, so the constant is negative 10, and it has 1, 2, 3 terms, so it's called a trinomial. Okay? Degree is the biggest exponent, leading coefficient is the number in the front. After you rewrite it in order, constant term is the number without a variable, and there's 1, 2, 3 terms called a trinomial. Okay, not too bad. Number 2. When you take a look at number 2, it is addition. Okay, don't multiply, don't FOIL. It is addition, so we're just going to add the things that are the same. So, got a 4x squared, negative 3x squared makes a 1x squared. I have a negative 4x and a positive 2x makes a negative 2x, and I have a 5 plus a 4 makes a 9. That's it. No more. It's that easy. Okay, example 3 is subtract. Now, when I subtract, what I try and do is do it in 2 steps. I try and bring the negative through first, okay? So let me rewrite this, okay? What I like to do is make this then a negative 8x cubed. A negative with a negative makes a positive 3x squared minus a 2x, because it just makes it easier for me if I do this and then I don't make mistakes. Okay, so I just bring the negative through. Now I can drop the parentheses and bring down my 5x cubed minus 2x squared plus 4x, and then I can just combine terms so that I don't have to worry about subtracting or double negatives. Just bring the negative through, and then I'm going to combine like terms. Negative 3x cubed, I'm going to get a positive 1x squared, and I'm going to get a positive 2x. Okay, that's it. It's that easy. Okay, number 4 we've been doing for a long time. We're going to multiply. X times 2x is a 2x squared. X times 5 is a positive 5x. 2 times 2x is a positive 4x. 2 times 5 is a 10. Okay, then, because these terms are the same, I'm going to combine them. So we're going to rewrite this as a 2x squared plus a 9x plus 10. Hopefully my pacing's okay, and hopefully I'm going slowly enough for you. Alright, 5 is just a bigger version of 4, that's all. So if I do 5, I'm going to multiply. I'm going to take 2x times a 2x to the second makes a 4x to the third. A 2x times a negative 4x makes a negative 8x squared. And a 2x times 5 makes a positive 10x. But I need to make sure I multiply through by the 3 also. So 3 times 2x squared makes a positive 6x squared. I'm going to line that up right there. A 3 times a negative 4x makes a negative 12x. Put that right there. And a 3 times a 5 makes a positive 15. Okay. I like to line them up because when I add them, it makes it really easy. I can just add straight down. 4x cubed is the only x cubed term. I make this a negative 2x squared. This is going to be a negative 2x plus 15. And that is all. Hey, example 6. That's our Pascal's triangle, okay? So I know the Pascal's triangle is the 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 3, 3, 1, and 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. And that's the row I want because it's to the 4th power. So I'm going to use the 4th row of Pascal's triangle. Alright? Alright, here we go. Let's go through it slowly. So first thing I do is I write down my Pascal's triangle. 1, 4, 6, 4, 1. Okay, and the 1 squeezed over there. Okay, so I'm going to have to shift this back and forth because it's zoomed in, right? I'm going to take my 2x and I'll write my 2x to the 4th. Then I'll write my 2x to the 3rd. Then I'll write my 2x to the 2nd. Then I'll write a 2x to the 1, and I won't write any 2x here because there's no 2x's, okay? So just in descending order, 2x to the 4, 3, 2, 1, and none, because it's on the first, so it's all the first terms in. The negative 5, we're going to treat as a negative 5, okay? The negative 5 is in the back. So we start here and we go negative 5 to the 4th. Then we'll do a negative 5 to the 3rd. Then we'll do a negative 5 to the 2nd. Then we'll do a negative 5 to the 1, and then we won't put any 5s there. Now let's make sure we separate everything by a plus sign, okay? Because it's really separate them all by a plus symbol. Plus, 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 plus. Okay, now everything's there. All we have to do is simplify it, okay? Now we got to be careful. So we simplify it. Let's go right up here. I need to do 2 to the 4th. Or 2x times 2x times 2x times 2x. 2 to the 4th power is 16. X to the 4th. Okay? Plus. Okay, now I've got to be a little careful on this. So we're going to go 2, in fact I might even do it a couple of steps. I'm going to go 4 times 8x cubed times negative 5. Okay, real quick. Okay, 4, 8, because 2 times 2 times 2, x cubed times negative 5. Plus, I'm going to do it in 2 steps. 6 times a 4x squared, because 2x times 2x is 4x squared, times a positive 25. Negative 5 times negative 5, negative 5 squared, okay? Okay, plus 4 times 2x times a negative 125, okay? Negative 5 times negative 5 times negative 5 makes a negative 125, okay? Then plus 625, okay? Negative 5 times negative 5 is 25 times negative 5 is 125 times another negative 5 makes a positive 625, okay? Alright, now let's finish this up. Alright, I might need a calculator. I got it, okay? So 16x to the 4th minus, okay? 5 times 8 times a negative 5 is going to be a negative, so let's see what that is. 4 times 8 times negative 5 gives me a negative 160. So 4 times 8 times 5, and it would be negative x to the 3rd, okay? Plus, okay, 6 times 4 times 5, okay? It should be 600, because 4 times 5 is 100 times 6 is 600. X squared, but you can use a calculator. You can go that times that times that. I think it's going to be 600, right? I just checked. It is 600. I knew that, though. This is going to be a minus because the negative there. 4 times 2 is 8 times 125. 8 times 125 is 1,000. X and plus 625. Okay? So tomorrow, just take your time on this. It might be a little simpler than this one. That's my hope. Hopefully you guys can do this, okay? You ready to turn the page? Give you a second. Alright, I'm turning the page. You can always ask Mr. Moody to pause if you need time, okay? If I'm going to turn the page. Okay, factor. Here we go. This is easy. We know how to factor this, right? Parentheses, 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 x, x, multiples negative 8 are going to be a negative 4 and a positive 2, because a negative 4 and a positive 2 will make that one right there, okay? Now, number 8, we're going to go ahead and factor this. And we're going to have a 3x 3x, right? And then we're going to have a plus 5 and a minus 5, okay? So far, so good. All right, I'm going slowly enough, hopefully. Example 9. Example 9 is going to take two factors. Let's common factor. Okay, scoot that over so you can see it better. We're going to common factor first. So they have a common multiple of 3, and they both have an x in common. Okay, so common factor. Got a 3 and an x. So if I take out a 3x, I'd have an x squared minus 9. If you're not sure, you can go multiply that and that, and you can see that that works. Okay, 3x times x squared, 3x times negative 9. Okay, now this will factor again. We know that x squared minus 9 factors into an x plus 3, x minus 3, and don't forget that we had a 3x original. Okay, you should be good at factoring by now. There's a couple of tricky ones, but you should be good at factoring. Okay, okay, example 10. Factor. So parentheses, 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 parentheses. Okay, the only way that you're going to make a 2x squared is with a 2x and an x. We want 5 and 1, but we need to make a negative 11 with our double smiley. So I'm going to put the 1 here and the 5 here. Now if you double check the double smiley, 1x, 10x, to make an 11x, if we make it that negative and that negative, we'll get a negative 10 and negative 1 will make the negative 11x. Okay? We've done that a bunch of times, okay? All right, example 11. This is the one we talked about yesterday. So before we do anything, let me rewrite this as, you ready? A 2x cubed minus a 5 cubed. Okay, now, that's yesterday's, and hopefully that's up on the board. So that's this little one here. Let me put the little rule up here. If you got an a cubed minus a b cubed. Okay, now we did this yesterday, right? So it's going to be the difference of two cubes and factors into an a minus b times an a squared minus, plus ab plus b squared. Of course, that's up on the board so that we can see, all right? So then from here, let's take what we have. So in this sense, our a is really 2x and our b is 5. Okay, so there's our a, and there's our b. All right, a cubed, b cubed. Right. So all we have to do is plug these values into my formula. Okay, so let's do it. I'm gonna go. All right, I'm gonna go parentheses a minus b. So I'm gonna go 2x minus 5. Okay, times, let's see, a squared, which is that squared, which is a 4x squared. So I took 2x. I squared it, give me a 4x squared, okay? Plus AB, that's this times this. That's going to give me a 10x. Then plus B squared, so plus 25. That is that expression factored completely, okay? All right, last but not least, example 12. And what we're going to do is by grouping, okay? By grouping, okay? So put these two together and these two together. So we're going to group them. So I've got, first of all, what do they have in common? They have an x squared in common. So I'm going to pull out an x squared. If I pull out an x squared, I'd have a x plus 2 left over. What do these two have in common? They have a negative 4 in common. So if I take out the negative 4, I'll have an x plus 2. All right, now it gets pretty easy. What do they, both groups have in common? Both groups have an x plus 2 in common. So they have an x plus 2. So if I factor out the x plus 2, what's left over is an x squared minus 4. Okay, now, wait a minute. We can do some more thing about this. We can actually factor this again. I'll have an x plus 2. I can refactor this into an x plus 2 x minus 2. Okay, so I just factored this x squared minus 4 into that x plus 2 x minus 2, but the entire thing factored, the entire polynomial factored is all three factors. Okay, so there also will be some synthetic division on your quiz, but you guys are good at that. We need to practice, so I'm going to have you do the odds so you can check your answers. page 437, 1 to 27 odd, and I want you to do 28, okay? So if you have any questions, I'll be here tomorrow morning and at lunch.